to anchor this offense, as is Charity Looper. A couple of players that were teammates at one time at Louisville. It's the fun thing about MLB, Madison, is fan bases of the top programs in the country and Division I college can still follow their favorite players into this professional league. And the opening point, little off speed from Weatherington in the warm-ups. We were talking about how hard she hits the ball, and this time she goes off speed.
That's why it's smart to open up with that. You bang a bunch of balls, really strong. That's her area of expertise. So starting with the off-speed, defense is on the heels.
Vanderwide served as she's getting the start tonight. Becator member Monet terminating from the left side. Another undersized high flyer that fans love.
This Indy Ignite offense is so fast. It's a tempo set, so a lot of the times their outsides are beating the block. It wasn't a bad block touch, though, by middle for the Valkyries.
Tuaniga with that high ball toss on the serve. Pukas with the set. Clothier tries to put it down, doesn't get it. Charity Looper, yes, that'll work.
Charity Looper is one of the most athletic athletes in the MLB. I believe tipping that one with her left hand, that set a little too far outside, but she's so athletic and dynamic, she can just throw that other arm up there and get the kill.
I mean, if you like dynamic outsides, this is the match for you to watch tonight. We have just got some fantastic playmakers on the floor. Johnny Teeler keeping that alive. Anna DeBeer out of the back row. Weatherington tries to cut it. Remember, Monet hits through the block. Pukas keeps it alive. Here's Looper again. Scott will put up the set to Teeler. Long rally, and Weatherington can't put it down. Elena Scott again, another fantastic dig. That goes to the corner. And I didn't see if they called it in or out. It was out. So Orlando's ball, their point.
We are going to see some extremely long rallies. The Indy Ignite specifically, their floor defense is as good as it comes in the league.
These are the top two serving teams in Major League Volleyball. Foster, good serve. Tuaniga, back set to Teeler. And Teeler gets the kill. She was the Major League Volleyball Player of the Week a couple of weeks ago. Johnny Teeler from University of Kentucky.
Johnny Teeler has been on an absolute tear as of late, coming off of 19 kills, hitting .452. Game before that, 24 kills, 19 kills, 22 kills. I could go on and on. She's on an absolute tear.
Well, if you like kills, this is going to be a fun match to watch because we have just some incredible outsides and opposites in this match that should give us a bunch of them. Johnny Teeler, just a phenomenal player. Look at what she's done over the last 4 matches.
Yeah, look at that hitting efficiency. That is so rare and elite for a pin.
You're looking at efficiency. I'm just looking at total number of kills.
Both equally as impressive, and she's leading the team as well. And with the league, she's 5th in the league in kills per set with over 4 kills per set.
That is incredible, though, Madison, the hitting efficiency. So, Indy team, very good hitting efficiency this year as well. Anna DeBeer.
Combine the tempo offense of the Indy Ignite with the power of their outsides, and it's really hard to get the block there and close. Look at Kaz Brown just leaving a little bit of space, not able to get her arms there. Anna DeBeer with that fast arm swing can drive through.
University of Louisville well represented in this matchup tonight, and a lot of former Cardinals already making an impact. Member Monet out of the back row, the former Pitt Panther.
Another fun thing about this Ignite offense is how balanced it is. They're coming off of a match where they had 5 players with over 8 kills. It was a 4-setter. So 5 players with over 8 kills just shows how balanced this team is.
Well, they lead MLB in 4 major statistical categories. That's why they're right now on top of the standings. Last year they lost to Orlando in the championship match of the MLB Finals. Weatherington waited on it. Tried to hit through the block, and blocked by the Ignite. Looper going for high hands, did not get him. And that's a point for Indy.
Another aspect of this game is who can win the battle in transition. Which team can be most efficient at putting down the ball, especially because both of these teams' floor defense is so strong. Who can finish the play?
Just saw Keen, who's in the middle for Indy, her first start tonight. I was interested to see how she would get into the flow here with her new teammates. Teeler, right down the line. Indy has won 5 straight, keeps this stat, is the percentage of kills. 40% of their swings result in kills. Ace by Clothier. Igniting here, having won the last 6 points. They're up 8-4 right now. And Clothier remains behind the service line after that timeout. Just served an ace, served right at Pusick. Point to Indy.
That was a tough set. That set coming in a little too tight. Charity Looper did everything she could to stay out of the net, to kind of recycle that ball back, but that set just a little too tight.
Good service run here by Clothier behind the line. Johnny Teeler, good defense.
Defensively, a lot of teams like to focus on blocking the slide from Kaz Brown. When that attack gets going for her, she has the ability to accumulate a lot of points. So in the middle of that rally, really good block by De Beer, shutting down Kaz on the slide.
They've got to get Clothier off the service line. Looper hits into hands. That goes out of bounds. So it is Orlando with the point. They finally side out and will try to come back. Charity Looper will be behind the service line. Last year played for Vegas. This year impacting the Orlando lineup. To Aniga, to Teeler. And Teeler just pushed it right down the line.
That set is so fast. It's such a tempo set. There's not much of a peak to it. Johnny Teeler is athletic. She's fast. She got her feet to the ball. And the block left the line open, so it was an easy tip to it.
A nice swing. Scott trying to run it down, does. Membermena puts it back over. What hustle by the Ignite. Elena Scott is everywhere. And finally the Valkyries can win the point.
Gotta give so much credit to Elena Scott. We have to watch this hustle back. Even though the Indy Ignite didn't get this point, it honestly doesn't matter. I mean, that is an energy point right there. Throwing her body around and then running back, getting to her base, platform there, popping it up. So impressive.
Kaz Brown into serve, ace. She'll take it off the top of the net. And Orlando trying to come back here in this first set. They've closed the gap to 4. Kaz Brown, the Orlando all-time blocks leader, second all-time in kills. To Aniga, setting Keen off the slide.
Welcome to the MLV, Jalen King. Coach told me before coming into this matchup, she said she's coming off of being one of the top scoring middles in Italy. She's so excited about her offense, her defense, her game is so sound. And there we just saw her on the slide off of 1 foot looking good.
Good serve from De Beer. Maddox. De Beer out of the back row, blocked. Oh, what a block. Foster and Pukas were both there.
Foster does a really good job at reading the shoulder of the attacker when they're out of the back row. I've seen it many times this season. Watch her eyes and then pressing those arms over the net, palms to the ground to get the block.
Tuaniga takes it over herself.
And that started with the pass. Beautiful pass right on the net. That's when Tuaniga loves to go over with the ball. The ball's already moving that way. She can feel the block on her. Good situational awareness. She's coming off of 4 kills on 6 attempts, so very efficient and active offensively.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Keen with the serve, just ripped it. Weatherington, there's that heavy arm.
Coach said she loves the aggression from Weatherington. You don't see off speed very often except for the very opening play of the game. Nice set by Pukas, leading her attacker, and then good follow through. Nice drive through the block.
When I watch Weatherington swing, I think of Thor, like just a hammer.
Absolutely, yes. So much power. She really drives through her whole body to attack that ball. She's a huge asset to this team.
Yeah, Weatherington just signed on March 26th. Pukas setting Weatherington again. This time she's blocked, and the block goes out of bounds. So Weatherington right now with a couple of points scored for Orlando to cut the gap again to 4.
Member Mena in the right spot with a really nice press, just not pointing those palms back to area 6, not angling those arms back into the court to get the block.
Foster remains behind the service line. Good serve. Scott did a good job just to receive it. Free ball here for Orlando. Weatherington tips. They just cannot figure Weatherington out on the right side.
It's really good vision by Weatherington too. The block is up. She sees the open court so well, and I will say all of this starts with the aggressive serve. It really sets the Valkyries up to be successful in transition.
Again, Orlando, a top serving team in terms of aces in MLV. Foster went for it, missed it, and Indy remains in front here in this first set.
Both of these teams said keys to the game. Defense starts from behind the service line. They want to serve aggressively. They want to put their defense in good positions and limit the opposing offense.
Good swing. Better D. But Orlando ends up winning the point. It's tough to put a ball down out here.
That's why the Indy Ignite is so frustrating to play. They are all over the place, very scrappy. They extend the rallies, and they sometimes force their opponents to miss just because the length of these rallies, they're digging everything.
Tuaniga sets the middle to Clothier, and she gets it.
Weatherington.
Again, Weatherington signed on March 26th and has made an immediate impact, played professionally in Puerto Rico, Greece, South Korea, was a big part of Penn State's teams for a couple of seasons. Back row. Tuaniga did a good job to keep it alive. Pukas to Brown. Member Mena keeps it up. Teeler off hands. Again, great defense in this match. And that goes down the line and good. Point Orlando.
That was such a sharp down-the-line swing. I think that surprised everybody. Beautiful cross-body swing. Nice snap on the ball. And why Charity Looper is able to hit it down at that trajectory, she's not letting the ball drop. She's meeting it high and she's snapping.
They replayed it on the Jumbotron screen, so a lot of heads looking straight up. Oh, Keene just missed it. She would love to have that over again.
Coach is excited about Keene on the court. And of course, coming into a new team, maybe it takes a second to get into a rhythm, but she's looking very confident. They're setting her. I'd expect her to get into a rhythm.
Orlando within 2 right now. First set, De Beer hit hands. Good save by Weatherington. Here's Maddox. And Maddox attacks. No touch. Point Indy.
Hannah Maddox is saying she heard a touch. Looked at head coach Amy Pauley. Looks like there's going to be a challenge.
Orlando is challenging block touch.
So they'll challenge the block touch. Yeah, that was one that immediately everybody said they felt like they heard it.
This would be a big point for the Valkyries. Indy Ignite came out hot, they came out strong. The Valkyries have kind of been clawing from behind this whole time. This would be big if they want to stay in this.
They're reviewing it right in front of us. And here's the look.
Watch for a fingertip moving back. Nope.
No touch.
No movement of any fingers.
Point Indy, good call.
There is no block touch.
So Indy gets the point. Players are now looking at the replay up on the Jumbotron at the top of the arena. 3-point lead for Indy. Indy's been playing from in front most of this set. Maddox hit into Keen's block. Now she'll try again. To Aniga, plenty of time to get that set up perfectly to Keen.
Keen put in so much work throughout that rally. First of all, the block, then she gets back to her base, then she goes for the block touch, then she's transitioning off the net to run the slide. I mean, there are so many movements in between each time she touches that ball, and she's doing them with all-out effort.
Taylor tried a short serve, a little too short. Point Orlando. Yeah, it's actually, it's fun to watch her play, Madison, just for what you were saying, the way she moves on the court. Your eyes go right to her movement. Brown, short serve to De Beer. To Aniga, takes it over. Second time and gets the kill again. Well, I love the celebration.
So much fun to watch. Her eyes, she's one of those players where your eyes just kind of gravitate towards her, but she knows when to put it down and where. Natalie Foster is lined up right in front of her body. Left hand puts it down with a little bit of angle. And an important stat to note, Indy Ignite right now passing 57% good or positive. Really good stat. The Valkyries, 28% good or positive.
Kayla Lunn in to serve, former back-to-back ACC Player of the Year at Pitt. Pitt Panthers well represented tonight as well. Member Mana and Lunn, both on the same team for Indy. Lunn back to serve. Maddox put a hole in the floor.
Hannah Maddox is so bouncy. Watch her approach, nice and long, uses all that momentum, even her arms in her approach to jump as high as she can, doesn't let that ball drop, and then she's got a whip of an arm.
To Aniga, Member Mena just hammers it. Lekator, Member Mena.
Member Mena's been so steady and consistent lately. It's been really impressive to watch. She's coming off of 13 kills. She hit 393, which is a really good, really strong hitting efficiency, but just so stable.
3 kills tonight for Member Mena. There's a nice shot out of the middle for Orlando. Foster closing the gap to 4. And Orlando needs to win the remainder of their matches and hope for help to try to defend their title from last year. Weatherington over the block. Nice save by Scott. Teeler behind the line. That was drifting. Pukas to Maddox, and Maddox. Just too much power.
So many smart decisions were made by the Valkyries throughout that rally. First of all, Charity Looper tipping into the block to recycle it back, giving her team a chance in transition. And then a beautiful decision by Pukas to Maddox. Nice and high, back row set. Maddox takes her time, nice long approach, drives through the ball and over the block.
Maddox now back to serve. Serves it at Member Mena. Tuaniga runs it down. Member Mena through hands, good up by Looper. Maddox again. But let's see if the Maddox can continue to dominate. Member Mena. Member Mena again, off hands, and this time gets the kill. They are going to her almost exclusively right now.
Member Mena really has her hand in every single aspect of this game. She's also getting targeted in serve receive, so keep an eye out for that. And then she's getting a majority of side out in serve receive sets and in transition, but she can handle the load.
She's hitting 500 here in this first set. A nice dump. Good takeover by Pukas.
Her feet aren't even planted exactly. Moving backwards, left hand up. Even though she's not looking at the other side of the net, that's an aspect that you have to have as a setter, that situational awareness, that feel, and she has it.
Service error at a bad time, 23-20. Orlando has pretty much played even with former Big Ten Player of the Year into serve. Pukas to Weatherington. Weatherington hit it long.
% good or positive in serve receive as well.
Set point right now for Indy. Looper unable to get that to go down. They'll go back to her. Looper hits into the block. Scott keeps it alive. Tuaniga with a set to Teeler, and Teeler ends the set with one swing.
Forced errors, and then Pukas ran a lot of the offense behind the 3-meter line, so working on the pass, pushing it up to the net.
Having said that, though, we were here last Thursday, and I think Orlando did play better in that set than they did last Thursday here against Omaha. So we'll see if it's good enough to win a set. Keene rotates back to serve after the Ignite take the first point of the second set. Keene's got a great serve. Weatherington pushes it into the block. Keene keeps it alive. It's that movement you were talking about. She's everywhere. Weatherington blows up the block.
If you watch Weatherington's swing, sometimes she delays a little bit. She hangs in the air and
the hammer.
Attacking it late, and so the block is on its way down. It makes it easier to drive through the block when it's on its way down with the hammer. Combine that with the hammer, it's hard to block.
Limmermena goes in the scores table. Clothier tries to put it away, can't do it. Good D by Orlando. And Tuaniga, she had been dumping this time. That's just a full-out attack.
And that's a really hard ball to attack because that ball's got to cross over your left shoulder to your right shoulder. So you've got to kind of move your body in the air. Watch this. Moves her body in the air, gets her feet there, drives through the ball, and drops that thumb, perfectly placed.
Commits the service error right after that kill. Tied at 2. As a setter, that pumps you up. Get that kill like that.
Totally.
Foster back to serve. Quiet arena. Wow. Clothier blocked by Bree Kelly, who's in at middle, and then just hit sharply down by Clothier.
Really smart setting decision. She gets blocked, but then the set, they take a little bit more space, a little bit of a gap set, a little push on that set. What that does is it stresses the block. The block's not in front of her anymore, and she has an open net.
Lucas to Bree Kelly out of the middle, quick set. De Beer into hands. Tuaniga back to Teeler. And Teeler overpowers the Valkyries D.
I could go on and on about what Ajani Teeler has been able to do as of late. She's really made herself into Indy's most efficient pin, and also their most efficient from the back row as well. So when she gets back there, she's also a threat.
It's just a fun player to watch. Looper is stuffed by Teeler.
The Valkyries here running a little combo play. What they're trying to do is to get Emma Clothier jumping with the middle, but the discipline from the Indy Ignite, as far as the block is concerned, was all over Charity Looper.
Overpass, Clothier. No problem, like a dunk in basketball. I mean, if you're scouting against Indy, where do you start?
Exactly, they run such a balanced offense, like I said, coming off of having 5 players with over 8 kills.
4 straight points by Indy going into that timeout. Let's see if Orlando can side out here. Looper to Aniga, to De Beer, and De Beer makes it 5 straight points for Indy.
It starts from behind the service line. That's what Coach Bertolacci told us. So the aggression from behind the service line is really allowing the Indy Ignite's block and floor defense to be set, and then to have a really clean first contact to win the transition game.
Good serve. Looper to Aniga. To Limmermena, did not clear the net. Point Orlando. That ends the 5-0 run by the Ignite. Weatherington back to serve now. Serves line to De Beer. And Clothier. I have to say, Madison, she's MVP of the second set so far.
And there's kind of...
I'm saying it, she just looks like a pro, you know?
Absolutely.
She's elite. First swing of the match by Shad, and she puts it down for a kill.
Love that range. Nice high contact on the ball. Throwing a little 4-to-4 action in there, dropping the thumb and driving it through. You see Coach Amy Polly sometimes do this, put new players on, trying to find a spark, trying to get something going.
Well, she calls her a point scorer. She just scored a point, and then Taylor says, side out Indy.
It's one of the reasons why the Ignite is so difficult to beat. They just reset. They lose the point, they reset. They go back, beautiful pass, nice clean first ball contact, and it's like they forget the last point that happened.
Good serve. Maddox had a lot of time. You're not going to stop that.
High off the hands there. Nice high swing. Very purposeful because the block was there. It's set. Nice press over the net. So Maddox swinging high over, grabbing the fingertips.
Every time Maddox is on the floor, something good happens for Orlando. Kelly. DeBeer. Nice shot. The other thing that I think about Orlando, Madison, is that they're good front runners. They get a lead, and they just hold on to it.
Yep. They don't take their foot off the gas pedal at all. It's the clean first ball contact that sets up the Ignite for a lot of success.
Anna DeBeer back to serve. Ignite doubled up the score now here in the second set. That is perfect. Nice swing by Foster.
The Valkyries need more Natalie Foster. They need to run more Natalie Foster. I know Coach Amy Polly would agree. Foster has hit over 500 the last 7 matches. She is absolutely incredible when they make her a regular part of the offense.
Then Mermena turns down the line, missed it. And she and Weatherington got tangled up a little bit under the net. And Weatherington limping a little more than Mermena was. Hopefully they're both okay. It's just one of those volleyball plays where you get tangled up under the net. Pukas to serve. Valkyries within 3. Make it 4. 4 service errors in the first set. Pukas, former Oregon Duck, 2-time All-American. Keene. It's contagious.
Hannah Maddox has a really aggressive serve. It would be nice for the Valkyries here if they want to get back in this, not let the Indy Ignite get too close to the red zone to go on a run.
Ace by Maddox. Backing you up, Madison.
It's such a nice float serve. It's dipping and diving so much from the time that it contacts her hand to the time it makes it right in between that seam. It was perfectly placed.
Remember, the Ignite was up 10-5. And now another service error will give Indy a 3-point lead.
It's those unforced errors that kind of keeps Indy Ignite with their hands stretched out. They've got some room. It's because of the unforced errors.
Tuaniga with the topspin serve, brings it down, back in the court for the ace.
Tuaniga's toss is so high, and that's very difficult to time out. Once you toss, you get for the peak, and then you start your approach, you contact it high. It's beautiful.
Little slice on that serve. Maddox hits into the block for Tuaniga to Taylor. Taylor, blocked by Shad.
That was Shad just throwing her arms into the line. Watch that, watch the reach, and then it's the palms pushing back to area 6. So disciplined, shutting down that line. There was nowhere for Taylor to go.
Foster serving now. Good serve. Scott did a good job to receive it. Remember, Meadow went off speed and then into the net for Orlando, so the point goes to Indy. Bad break there for the Valkyries. Serve right at Maddox. Shad has had the hot hand for Orlando this set. DeBeer tried to go over the block, and again, net moving, and another point for Indy.
That's exactly what's plaguing the Valkyries right now. The missed serves, a couple touches of the net. They're looking good, they're looking strong. Just those things really keep Indy ahead.
Another 5-point lead for Indy. Lucas to Maddox. Clothier with off-speed. Good save by Pukas. Here's Weatherington. To Aniga, to DeBeer. Nice dive in there to save it by Pusick. And Orlando wins the point.
Really been impressed by Pukas running the offense. That was a bump set. Watch this. Nice layout. Good up by Teodora. And then the bump set. Leading her attacker. Love the aggression from Shad, just grabbing the inside arm of the block.
Shad has been very impactful for Orlando here in this set. Shad for Orlando, Clothier for Indy. DeBeer, block goes out of bounds, point Indy. Appropriate to bring her up here in the Sunshine State. This is where she played college volleyball for Mary Wise. Valkyries got to get going here in the second set. They're down a set, down 5 here. DeBeer goes cross court, and that is hammered by Keene on the overpass.
The Indy Ignite just kind of controlling the tempo of this set is what it seems. It feels like the Valkyries are a little chaotic, but the first ball contact for the Ignite's really good. They're putting the Valkyries in hard positions, and then they're taking advantage of the gifts that they've been given. Keene with that overpass, that's a must-have.
This Ignite, just a well-balanced team. Pukas getting the kill in the middle. The setter. So each setter has not just dumped it over for a kill, but also has just had a clean swing for a kill.
And that was smart. Disrupt the rhythm a little bit, take it into your own hands. Really smart attack.
Problem is every time Orlando scores, Indy comes back. Boy, Keene is, the middles in general actually in this set have been very impactful for Indy.
That attack was really right at the 3-meter line on a gap set. She got on top of it so well. That was straight down.
Kelly. Bree Kelly.
This is when the Valkyries are at their best, when they have a clean first ball contact, they have all of their options open, and they run through their middles. Historically, the middles are the most efficient attackers, so getting them going is imperative as they try to creep back into this.
Teeler. Oh, again, Indy sides out immediately.
Ajani Teeler's efficiency out of the back row should be studied. On that D-ball, her vision just opens up. And if the block is not reading that shoulder, if she has any kind of gap, she is really able to pick and choose and swing through and around. 7
kills now for Ajani Teeler. Maddox, dug by Lund on the back row. And Keene, she is really catching fire right now in a nice rhythm.
There is no slow to start for Keene. Just coming into this team, making an immediate impact. Beautiful pass in system like they have been all night. Keene, that set a little low, doesn't matter. She's athletic. She can put it in the right spot.
Keene with 6 kills. Another point for the Ignite. And it is all Keene right now. And Orlando was going to take a timeout. Yeah, how about hitting a 750 in your debut? Kayla Lund serving out of the timeout. And Orlando sides out right away behind the arm of Natalie Foster.
Natalie Foster is really as efficient as they come. First in the league in hitting efficiency amongst hitters, hitting .379 coming into this.
Tuanigas, remember Mena, into the block. A little off speed, fooled the Valkyrie block, and it's good for the point.
A lot of the times as outsides, you have to be good problem solvers. You get a lot of sets when the setter is scrambling. You're kind of the outlet, and Member Mena is really able to handle that.
Keen serving. Almost another overpass. Member Mena tools the block for the ignite, and Indy closing in on a 2-0 lead. They have just gotten better and better as the set has progressed.
And in every facet of the game, too, the service pressure has been really good for the ignite.
Oh, what a serve. Nice takeover by Foster. Orlando doing a good job defensively. Be incredible if they win this rally. Jukas to Maddox, and Maddox missed it long. Set point Indy.
The Indy Ignite's defense just kind of wears down the opposing team's offense. I've seen it a lot throughout this season, just slowly wearing them down, making good digs, getting blocks, and forcing the other team to make an error.
Keen behind the service line, set point Indy. Weatherington down the line, gets the point, saves a set point. But a lot of set points remaining for Indy.
Yeah, right now, if you're the Valkyries, you're just looking to get some points, gain some momentum going into that next set.
Tuaniga sets Clothier, and Clothier, such a difference maker in that second set. She's serving to start the third set. Indy going for their 8th sweep of the season. Weatherington scores on the first swing of the third set. Good start for the Valkyries.
Smart decision right out of the gates. Weatherington so aggressive and really able to find the gaps and holes in the block super well with that fast arm swing.
Shad back to serve for the Valkyries. Tuaniga. Member Mena. And Member Mena, I actually think she got that on the way down. She's so strong with her vertical.
So explosive, so strong with the vertical. It's the nice long approach, the use of the arms as she's jumping. A nice big squat right before she takes off in that jump. She just flies.
Tuaniga had an ace on that topspin serve last set. Weatherington dug by Tuaniga that time. Member Mena into the block. Good save by Pusick. De Beer tracks that down. Scott's got to take it over. Free ball here for Orlando. Weatherington missed it long. Wow, good D by Indy.
You could say that over and over again. Out digging their opponents. 15 to 12.8. So just historically throughout the season, their floor defense is so good. They're so scrappy, never say die kind of mentality, and it's led by Elena Scott.
Tuaniga, another good serve. Trying to get 3 points in a row behind her serve. De Beer. Nice save. Tuaniga sends it over. Foster out of the middle. Good up by Scott. Member Mena. Let's see who was in the net. And this time it was Indy, so the point to Orlando. Member Mena got a little too close to the net. Foster back to serve now. Wow. Weatherington. That felt good.
Defense starts from behind the service line. Beautiful serve. That is the best serve in the MLV. It drops and dips so much. It's so difficult to get your platform there, and then Weatherington is just receiving the gift that Natalie Foster gave her.
Yeah, 8 kills now for Weatherington. If they don't maintain the momentum, point Indy.
They give Natalie Foster the green light. They say go for it every single time. It's a high risk, high reward serve, but the reward is way better than the risk for the Valkyries.
And one of the best servers in MLB in terms of aces. Good serve from Member Mena. Tuaniga sets the right side, Teeler, and she is blocked by Schwann.
Schwann is an all-around volleyball player, so she does every skill really good, very technically sound. It's the press over the net, diving those arms into the angle. It's a veteran move to read that. In a one-on-one situation, usually the attacker wins that, but it was a good read.
Good, a must-win set for the Valkyries. They got a 1-point lead now early. Now we're tied at 4. Clothier, who really came on in that last set with an early kill here.
I've been really impressed by the middles for the Ignite.
Yeah.
Clothier, that's her 7th, hitting over 500. And then you've got Keen, 7 kills, hitting 750. So the middles for the Ignite are putting in the work.
Clothier with a good serve. Kelly off the slide. Tough to stop that as well, Bree Kelly.
Coach Amy Pauley told me at the beginning of the season, sometimes with rookies you don't know what you're going to get, but with Bree Kelly they knew exactly what they were going to get. Technically sound, really strong blocker, aggressive, and always a hand raised when they need her.
Teeler trying to answer. Chad in Orlando now with a 2-point lead. And that is significant because typically in this match, every time they would side out, Indy would do the same. It's been tough for Orlando to get any lead at all.
And you see the new additions for the Valkyries making an impact. Weatherington and Shad, new additions, but having quite the impact.
Like that about Amy Pauley, how she keeps tinkering with the lineup till she finds the right group. Point Orlando. No, wait a minute. A touch called. It's going to be Indy's point.
I believe they called Orlando in the net there.
In the net, okay.
Yep. And that's kind of demoralizing. An amazing dig by Courtney Schwann. De Beer hitting it out. You would love to have that if you're Orlando, but still a better start to this set than the sets before.
Kelly. Bree Kelly, a couple of kills here.
A lot of the times you'll see teams serve short because they want to disrupt the routes of the attackers, specifically disrupt the routes of the middles. But Bree Kelly, beautiful pass, nice clean contact with her platform, still ran her route and got the kill.
To Aniga, to Keen off the slide. Remember Mena keeps it alive. De Beer with her left hand. Good hustle. Big athleticism there for Anna De Beer.
Remember Mena, I thought that play was dead. I think almost everyone in this gym thought that play was dead, but no, just so fast and athletic. That's the thing about this Indy Ignite team. Coach said she wanted to build a team that's entertaining, and she did.
Oh, she surely has. Rock solid as well. De Beer sneaks that over the net. Keen takes it over. Nice save by Pusick. To Aniga, to Keen. Keen off 1 foot. Point Indy.
That was a tough one. Shad trying to grab the top of the fingertips. Didn't really have her full approach. The block was up and set. Knew what she was trying to do there, but sometimes when you're just a little too far underneath it and you can't get that snap on the ball, you're going to air out.
It's going to be hard for De Beer to serve with all the stuff going on next to her from her bench. They're having too much fun over there. De Beer with a service error. Orlando must win this set. 1-point lead. Pukas will be serving. Indy up 2-0. Serves De Beer. Teeler finds the opening.
Coach Amy Pauley said coming into this that you have to serve aggressively because even if Tuninga, like she just was, is at that 3-meter line, she's going to have a bunch of options that are ready to swing. So she's able to run that offense from the 3-meter line like she just did.
Good serve from Keen. Shad trying to blow up the block, can't do it. De Beer. And somehow Member Mena wins that joust.
With her left hand too, that's her non-dominant hand going up and just pressing through the block that was there and set. But the block's on their way down. She's defeating the block, pushing through. Just so strong, these pins for the Indy Ignite.
1-point lead for Indy. They've wrestled the lead back. Weatherington says not to attack, but Orlando stays in the point. In the minute. Into the net. Point Indy.
I think that set just a little too low for Natalie Foster on the gap set. She's got a high reach, really long arm. She contacts the ball high, and when she contacts it high, it gives her a lot of angles to attack from. That set just a little too low for her to generate those kind of angles.
King back to serve. She is capable of going on a big run for Indy. Ace.
A middle with a jump top spin, and Orlando's coming off
Orlando.
back-to-back sweeps.
Indy seems to be peaking at the right time, getting close to the playoffs. Tuaniga, member meta, this time swings hard, good block. Some miscommunication there by the Ignite, and Orlando awarded the point as a result.
And now is the time for Orlando to put the foot on the gas pedal to make a little run here, because we've seen the Ignite, when they get a lead, they are really able to lengthen it and just go off with it. So I'd like to see the Valkyries win some points in transition here.
They serve Scott. Clothier, way up over the net.
The middles for the Indy Ignite have been phenomenal today, and it's been really good setting decisions by Tuaniga as well, running through them early, getting them in a rhythm. Both middles running that slide attack with a whole lot of efficiency tonight.
Serve from Tuaniga. Weatherington into the block. Clothier got most of that. Just shuts down that attack.
You can tell a block is going to be good by the way that the blocker presses. Clothier getting all the way out there, and it's not just the middles. The pins have to set that block in the right spot. So member Mena, place that block, set it up perfectly for Clothier to close.
Indy slowly building the lead. Orlando needs a side out, and they get it out of the middle by Foster. Oh, wait a minute. Officials are saying it.
Yep, I saw Foster in the net there. That's a tough break.
Yeah, bad break for Foster. She had won the point, came down in the net. So it's a 6-1 run right now by Indy. Amy Pauly's Valkyries started this set so well. And this time, no error. Foster, they go right back to her, and she gets the kill.
Smart decision. I say whenever you're in a rhythm, whenever you get that pass on the setter's head, Natalie Foster, like I said before, 7 matches in a row, hitting over 500. She can really take care of the ball in transition and side out.
Good receive by Scott. Remember, Mena was looking for hands, didn't get any. Point Orlando.
It's really fun to watch the passers receive Natalie Foster's serve. You just have to be so disciplined with your shoulders, with the way that you've angled your platform into the court. Lena Scott, as good as they come in serve receive.
Foster again. This time, error. Point Indy. Good job overall, though, by Foster. She rotates out. 5 service errors for Indy, 8 for Orlando. Member Mena serving Pukas. Point Valkyries.
Courtney Schwann on the board. Nice follow through there with the swing. She's kind of known for her off speed, but when she needs to, she can bring out the power. That's something that Coach Amy Pauly has challenged her with. Bring out the power, drive through the block, and it's that follow through that allows her to tool.
Abercrombie coming in along with Champu for the Valkyries, both seeing the floor for the first time tonight. As Orlando continues to adjust the lineup, Champu, good part, back to serve now. All-time assists leader for Orlando from Thailand. Scott lays out, saves it. Here's Teeler. It's a little behind her, but she terminates anyway.
It's so hard to attack a ball like that when your momentum is moving forward and that ball is behind you, but you have to muscle.
Okay. Clothier serving. Indy trying to get the sweep here in Orlando. Abercrombie. De Beer. Looking for high hands, got it. Good swing.
Really good dig by Tuaniga, the reigning MVP of the league. Brittany Abercrombie driving through that ball, cross court. Tuaniga lined up perfectly right inside the block, popped it up, and allowed for the transition kill.
Another good serve by Clothier. De Beer. How about that wrist snap? Missed it though. Point Orlando.
She wanted that one.
Yeah.
She got her feet to the ball. It was an inside set, but it's an inside set. You have less court to work with if you're going to drive an angle like that. It's a beautiful swing, though.
Look good.
Yeah, it did.
Style points. Tuaniga. Champu with the set to Shad. Scott, nice dig. De Beer again. Pusick gets the dig. And Bree Kelly.
Looking like a slam dunk, straight down. Gap set, got some space away from the blockers. Blockers not fronting her. Nice set by Champu, nice and quick. That was a straight down tip in front of that 3-meter line.
Keene. Another good swing by Keene.
The passing from the Ignite has been really good, and I think it's allowed them to kind of maintain this lead over the Valkyries. Right now passing 64% good or positive, so what that means is they're able to run through their middles. They have all of their options open, pin, back row, middle, you name it, they have it.
Emma Halter in the lineup, just served, former Longhorn, trying to get the dig there, can't get it. Point Orlando. And Valkyries have to win this set to keep the match alive. Bree Kelly goes back to serve. Kelly finished her collegiate career at Pitt. Tuaniga will set De Beer again. Champu keeps it alive. Kelly with a set to Shad. Yes. 2-point advantage for Indy now.
Shad's arm swing is so smooth. It's really beautiful to watch. Nice long approach, and she drives through the ball, but there's no hitch in that arm swing at all.
Tuaniga. Membermena tips over from behind the line. Abercrombie. Halter, nice up. De Beer, cross court. Point Ignite.
It's the defense to the attack that the Ignite has that is so good, especially defensively. Not just popping that ball up, but popping it up in a great place for your setter to run her full offense. So the angle of Halter's platform, so sound, and opened up their full offense to attack.
Another solid night for Anna De Beer. Indy trying to get the sweep here in Orlando tonight. And Foster, Champu gave her a perfect ball to do that with.
That was a crazy looking one-handed set. That ball going tight, looked like it could go over. Champu's so good at that. Just throwing that one hand up there, running through the middle. Foster, like I said, so dynamic, athletic, and strong. Valkyrie's still in it, only down by 2.
Pukas serving Halter. Keene off the slide. And Indy into the volleyball red zone. 20 points, first to 25, win by 2 will win this set. If it's Indy, they will get their 8th sweep of the season. Dallas also has 8 sweeps this year. It's her, wow. And a misfire there.
Still recovering from an injury, so they don't want her to play 2 in a row, but she's still good to go.
Keene with a service error out of the timeout. Orlando still alive. Trailing by 3 here in the 3rd set. Down 2-0. It's been an impressive debut tonight for Jalen Keene. I'm sure she's raising a lot of eyebrows around the league. In to serve, Emmy Klicka. Klicka in to serve for the first time. Serves at Scott. Membermena. Scott keeps it alive. Tuaniga setting Membermena this time. Swings cross court. Point Indy. 9 kills now for Lekator Membermena.
Block there a little late to close, and that's that tempo set. So Membermena able to swing high and over to that 4-4.
To Inigo with the topspin serve, getting ready to fire it. Foster out of the middle, good save. Membermena blows up the block, and Indy closing in on the sweep, 2 points away.
Indy Ignite just looking very comfortable, in control of the tempo. The passing's been really good, and the service pressure's been nice too.
Good serve. De Beer keeps that alive. Membermena gets them to match point with her 11th kill.
Membermena's just blowing up that angle. The block is giving it to her, not all the way set and pressed right in front of her. And so with that fast arm swing and the quickness that she has up and off the ground, she's just rocking it straight to that angle every single time.
Membermena has had the last 3 points for the Ignite. It is match point now, Indy. Weatherington tries to keep it alive. One arm stab by De Beer. Membermena over the block. Weatherington. Scott keeps it alive. Membermena. And Lekator Membermena scores the final 4 points for the Ignite to give them their 8th sweep of the season.
It was calm confidence and steady performance from the Indy Ignite throughout every phase of the game. I said it when we came into this, they are on a roll, and it doesn't matter that they're #1 in the league right now.